don't have any cash. I do have the pink slip to my car.
Like, you just can't climb in the ring with Ali because you think you box.
He knows I can box. So check it out. It's like this. I lose, winner takes my car clean and clear. But if I win, I take the cash and I take the respect. To some people, that's more important.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Matt here with Sean.
I'm back.
And Adam.
Hey, the trio, the three best friends.
That anybody could have. This is the first podcast with all three of us and the new intro. So what do you guys think about the new... Sean, what do you think about the new intro?
Oh, I love it.
It's great, right?
Yeah, I can't wait for our TV show. We have to film the intro. It's amazing.
Super official. So this episode is very special. It's all about Fast and Furious.
That's right.
The franchise from top to bottom, left and right, every lug nut and wheel examined. Every gun, every drag strip. So, all right. So, but before we get to the cool Fast and Furious stuff, Sean, do we have any riddles this week?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Quote, I'm top of the world, ma. End quote.
Top of the world, ma. I don't know that one.
Me neither. Adam, any luck?
No.
This is the hardest game in the world.
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten one.
No, I don't think so. All right, here we go. He gets into Princeton. These are supposed to be spoilers. Like one-line spoilers.
I don't know this one. Do you know this one?
No.
Adam, do you know this one?
Princeton.
He gets into Princeton.
I don't know.
All right,
I don't know.
All right, last one. Layup. Lady Liberty's arm sticks out of the sand.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Had to get one.
Here.
Here we go. Hey, we're alive. Pulse. Check the pulse. We're here. We're here.
It's a warm up.
All right, let's move into trailer of the week. Trailer of the week. You like that?
Did we buy that off?
Yeah. I got that special. This guy.
We have the royalties or whatever.
All right, so obviously the big news this week is episode 8.
What episode is it? 8 now?
Episode 8. Yep.
Technically 9.
No. Well,
I'm just kidding.
Well, Sean.
Well, if you count Chewbacca's Christmas.
I guess.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's creepy. Anyways.
Yeah, so episode 8, The Last Jedi. You guys all saw the trailer, I'm assuming multiple times.
Yeah.
About 17 times I watched.
Adam, what's the first thing when you watch that trailer, what do you grab from it?
What do I grab from it?
Yeah, what sticks with you after?
That Luke Skywalker's not the same.
Yeah.
He seems like he's
not optimistic.
He's disgruntled.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
I like. It's different.
Well, he's been alone on an island for a while.
He's been there for a while.
Looks like paradise.
I want to know how he got there.
He's been Jack Sparrow in it on that island without the rump.
I understand he's a Jedi, but how the fuck did he get to that island?
He flew.
What is he?
What's gonna happen is the first scene or a few scenes into the episode 8, he's gonna be like, all right, Ray, it's time to go, and he's gonna hold his hand out to the ocean, and his X-wing's gonna come up from the ocean.
Yes.
Like in Dagobah, when he raises it from the swamp.
No, absolutely. It has to pick up right exactly as when she's handed him the lightsaber, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I think so, right? It's going to be an exact continuation.
I
wouldn't be surprised if those scenes were shot episode 7.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They're just actually shot.
They definitely flew out there, filmed that one scene. They're going to fly him back later.
Yes. But yeah, it looks awesome. It gives me the chills. My immediate emotional reaction to this is that it's a long time away, and I might be dead by then. Anything could happen.
I'm nervous.
So I'm very nervous. I want to see this movie, and I don't want to be
sheltered life. My health insurance doesn't start back up until May. So I mean,
what are you doing? You gotta get on that.
Health insurance saves your life.
Yeah.
It could.
It looks great. So it shows all of our favorite characters. It shows Poe Dameron. It shows Rey.
So Chewie?
It does not show Chewie.
The showing
It
the droids.
shows Millennium Falcon going
Yeah,
now.
it does show the
It
Millennium
does show
Falcon.
Millennium Falcon.
But Rey is piloting the Millennium Falcon now, really. I mean, Chewie's just there for support at this point.
That's true. Oh yeah, he went with her to the island.
And
Just
R2. R2 was there as well.
Oh, of course he went.
Yeah.
Can I ask you
That's
guys a
his
question?
buddy.
Who's the captain of the Millennium Falcon now?
It's got to be Chewie.
How is it not Chewie? But you
Nah,
know it's gonna be Rey.
It's Rey.
You know it's gonna be Rey, but how is
Because
it not
that's
Chewie?
that's not Chewie's bag, man. He's not the captain of the Millennium Falcon. He's got bigger fish to fry at this point. He wants to tear Kylo Ren's head off from his shoulders.
He can't
Yeah,
do
he
it.
does.
He can't do it as a captain of the Millennium Falcon.
No, absolutely not. Because if he goes rogue, a captain of a ship can't go rogue. Chewie's going rogue this one.
Talk about Han Solo not going rogue.
Listen. That's a whole nother story. But Chewie can't have Rey's, her wellness in his hands, and then all of a sudden crash the Millennium Falcon head first into Kylo Ren's head. Like, you can't have it.
He would.
You
He'd do
can't
that.
have it. Chewie's hurting right now.
He's getting a raw deal.
Chewie's hurting right now. He's gonna get that bowcaster and shove it so far up Kylo Ren's ass.
Tell me
I
Han
like-
Solo didn't invent going rogue.
He
I
did.
like
And
the
in
tra-
real life too, landing planes all over the place. He goes rogue.
I liked how in the trailer they showed it's just a teaser, obviously, but they showed basically next to nothing.
Yeah.
They showed, I think there was one frame of Finn, one frame of Poe, one frame of
Kylo, yeah, for
Kylo.
all the characters, yeah, totally.
But I mean, they showed Luke a couple of times. Well, they showed Luke in the shadows. That was about it. But it was
League
Rey
of Shadows.
in like a recap of sort of where everybody's at. But I thought it was a perfect teaser trailer.
And if you remember, they did a good job with Episode 7 as well, and Rogue One. So
This is a teaser.
technically, it's a teaser. That's what they said.
I don't know what.
But I don't think. I think it's just a gray area. I think it's whatever you want to call
Oh,
it.
gray area. Speaking of gray area, gray Jedi.
What is the Gray Jedi?
Gray Jedi is like the not light or the dark side.
Oh, like the middle ground.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I think that's what's next.
So what do you think?
he's like the end of the Jedi, like as we know it. The Jedi aren't going anywhere, but it's
Okay.
the Jedi need to end, and we need a gray Jedi who will do the
Jedi
necessary
need
evil.
to end.
Who
is
will
what
do the
he says,
necessary?
though.
He'll do the necessary evil, but will also do the.
So what's the necessary evil? Killing Kylo Ren?
I don't know.
Killing
Jedis can't kill, right?
General Hux? Snoke?
Can Jedis kill? I guess Jedis do kill, but
Yeah, Jedi's can kill.
no, I'm just saying. I just think the gray Jedi. That's where it's going.
I think this is an interesting. I think that it's gonna settle a lot of the people that like hated on Episode 7 because it was the plot was very similar to A New Hope, which is I hate that argument because it's just a fucking hero's journey. That's what the storyline is. It's been done a million times. It's just what it is. Is that really your reaction when you see Episode 7 for the first time? Like, come on.
Regardless of that, but in real life, what's that saying everybody uses? History repeats itself.
Yeah.
So make the same mistakes. Let's see how they deal with it.
War-
They deal with it differently.
As I may quote the great anime movie Gundam Wing Endless Waltz,
Never heard of it.
War, Peace, and Revolution are the beat of something that it ceaselessly throughout time. It just beats. It's a beat. It's a waltz.
Right.
1, 2, 3. War, Peace, Revolution, forever and ever. Just with movie things. Too.
I'm cool with the formula. Like, hey, if A New Hope works out pretty well, they're still making movies 30 years later.
Yeah, New Hope worked pretty well.
Yeah, so I don't understand people complaining about that.
I this was a great trailer. Very excited. Very
unexpected. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, very emotional. It was very, very emotional. I was very emotional. It's not anything with the characters or like anything. It's the music that gets me.
When you first, I mean,
It's
last
amazing.
what was it, a year
Can
ago?
you do you still have it on your phone? Can you just play that music?
Yeah. But over a year ago, when the Star Wars words hit the screen, it's like
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah, that was something.
It
you
always
kidding me?
gets me. It always gets me. It's the music, man. It's fucking John Williams. He's a genius.
When did you get so flexible?
Oh, we got an ad. That's all right. Play it over there.
Close your eyes.
But yeah, so episode 8 is going to be awesome, and also I think we're going to talk about it later on, but I want to I'll hold it for the movie news. But here we go. You hear it, Adam?
Yeah, I got it.
starts just like the first trailer, episode 7.
Yeah.
Yep. Right here.
A little Harry Potter going in there. Oh.
Just breathe. Now, reach out.
All right, hold on.
right.
Can I just step in here?
Yeah.
Adam, do you remember the '90s video or music video or just song where it's called "Breathe"
Breathe.
and it's like
It's,
literally
Fast-
the words are "Breathe, just breathe."
Breathe, just breathe.
Do you remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
It's the first thing I thought of.
Really?
And then he goes, reach out. I thought about touch me,
Yeah.
reach out, touch me. I was like, what are they doing? Is this a music video?
Oh man, good.
Oh man, I swear. Oh god, sorry.
All right.
Good
Adam,
radio. Good radio.
second trailer of the week.
I threw this here as a bonus. I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to watch this.
I watched it today.
Detroit is
Yeah.
the name of the movie. Sean, are you familiar?
No, I saw the poster for it, but I didn't see a trailer for it.
FN 2187's in it.
Oh, Finn?
FN 2187 is in it. John Boyega. So I was talking to Jen about this the other day. Like, the dawn of John Boyega is upon us.
Totally.
Look at his IMDb. Like, this guy is blowing up. He's going to be in a lot of movies coming out soon. And one of them is Detroit. And it's about riots in Detroit in like the 50s or 60s, I think. And he plays a cop in the director is Catherine Bigelow, who did Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker, so she knows a thing or two. And the way it's shot seems very real. It's almost like there's a camera crew along with him, but like the camera's right in the thick of it, right in the thick of the riots with him, and it's the journey of an African American police officer trying to do his job at a time where things weren't going great between races in
Right.
America.
That
And
sounds good.
It's very intense.
Good. The supporting cast looks really good. Also,
Who else is in it?
I'm psyched to see it. Who else is in it? Hold
Dude,
on
the
a
kid
second.
from have you ever seen We Are the Millers?
No.
Oh,
It's the
Yeah,
kid.
he's
It's the
in
kid
it.
that his dick gets bitten by a tarantula, but he plays a super serious role in this movie.
Oh.
It's so weird. But
Anthony Mackie is in it.
Oh yeah.
the Falcon.
Yeah, I'm popping onto the IMDb right now. Jack Rayner, he's been in a couple of things. John Krasinski
Whoa.
of The Office.
Ah.
Emily Blunt's husband.
Yes, Emily Blunt's husband. Exactly. That's a more appropriate. Oh, the wildling girl from Game of Thrones. Her name is escaping me right now.
Egret?
Oh, Sam's girl.
Oh,
Oh,
Sam's girl. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
The other wild girl.
The other Wilder.
Hey,
The other
speaking
Wild
of
Girl.
Bigelow and Anthony Mackie, did you know he was in Hurt Locker?
Yeah, he's the
That
man.
was on yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, he's the sniper.
I
was
love
like,
the Hurt
whoa.
Locker. Hurt Locker's a great movie.
I feel like that was Runner's breaking out
Oh,
party or
Gilly.
whatever.
Gilly is her name.
Gilly. Yep.
Yes.
Shout out to Gilly. Thanks
And
for
Little
listening.
Sam.
You guys want to hear something that blew my mind when
Tell
I
me.
found it? Speaking of the Hurt Locker.
Tell me everything.
So, the Hurt Locker is Jeremy Renner, Anthony Mackie, and the Specialist, right? That's the name of the third guy, right? That's what they call him, Specialist?
yeah.
I don't know the character's name. Do you guys remember Jarhead with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes.
And there was the sort of doofy guy with the glasses.
Is it the same
He was always-
guy?
Same guy.
Nah.
Same actor.
That's a snipe.
Right?
That is a snipe.
That's
Yeah.
nice pun too. Snipe.
Right?
Like that?
Yeah.
Like that.
Hey, you guys. That's why you guys are good. You.
This is why that's why we have 122 subscribers and 11 5-star ratings.
122 now?
122.
There is no stopping us.
To the top. We're gonna reach the top. All right, let's get into movie news. Do you have anything else to say about Detroit?
No, I was just looking up who else was in it, but one final note. I'm really psyched about this movie. Just because Sean, if you watch the trailer, you'll see what I mean. It's shot like the camera's right in the thick of it, and not like first person type of thing, but you can tell that it's really told from this guy's eyes.
I picture help me out here. Remember True Detective?
Yes.
That long uncut scene? Is it similar to that? I mean, obviously cut, but like it's that feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
similar.
That's how you described it to me.
It also, and I don't know this for sure, but it also looks like it was shot in film.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it was shot in the 50s or
like
60s.
16 millimeter.
Oh,
like
nice.
yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah. So all right. So Detroit.
Is this
So
the-
Detroit in episode 8. Check out those trailers. They're very
That's
good.
right. All right, so we've got, as opposed to last week. Last week there was only a handful of things. We sort of blew through the movie news, but this past week seemed like a big week. There's a lot of things. We got a lot of things on our list. And
Yeah.
you want to start us off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's the fastest 30 minutes in movie news.
Kathleen Kennedy says that the success of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, gave Lucasfilms the confidence to pursue other spin-offs. You think? It made like $1 billion. Yeah.
Shout out to Pardon My Take. Adoy!
Yeah, shout out to Pardon My Take. Like, you think, Disney? Okay. Dope star, I can't pronounce, his last name's Moore. Shamik? Yeah, Shamik Moore is going to be he's casted as Miles Morales in the upcoming animated Spider-Man movie with Lee Shriver joining as the villain. I don't think his villain character has been pinpointed yet, but they're thinking Doc Ock.
Ooh, love me some Steve Schreiber.
And so, just so Sean,
Doc Ock?
explain comics to Sean. Miles Morales is the new, he's a biracial Spider-Man. Miles Morales.
half black, half
Spanish.
So they're going to go together?
What do you
There's
mean?
going to be two
No,
Spider-Man?
this will be animated.
No,
Oh,
yes,
this is animated?
This is just an animated movie.
So doing another reboot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So,
So this Miles Morales as Spider-Man is already it's a comic. It's been out for a while. So, but yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be in the theaters, but it's gonna be somewhere. Probably straight to Netflix if I were to guess.
I got you.
It's in the early stages. Jim Henson's cult classic film Labyrinth, which starred David Bowie, is getting a sequel.
Really?
Yeah. And it's going to be directed by Don't Breathe's Helmer Fede Alvarez, who also did the remake of Evil Dead in 2013, and he did Don't Breathe. Both awesome movies. I think it's going to be great. If I were to guess, it's probably going to star Jane Levy because he loves her in her movies. She's in every one of his movies. So yeah. Rumor mill, big time rumor mill happening right now.
Hit me.
Apple might buy Disney. Think about that.
What?
Apple might buy Disney in a move that would create a $1 trillion company
My God.
with feet in both the tech and entertainment industries.
Oh, my God. We have conglomerates of conglomerates now.
I think this is stupid for a lot of reasons because this rumor is ridiculous. There's no way Disney is letting anybody buy them.
No.
That's
insane.
You don't buy Disney. Disney buys you.
Disney buys you.
That doesn't happen. That's not how this works here. This is not how it works. Disney buys you.
Oh my God.
So that's crazy. So if it,
all they have to do is buy WWE and they could take over the world.
and that would be it. You wouldn't be able to watch anything without giving money to them. Josh Brolin has been casted as Cable in the Deadpool sequel, and I know Adam's opinion on this.
I'm all over it.
Love Brolin.
Big time. Love him. Love Josh Brolin. Get him in
Sean,
there.
what do you think?
Oh, I love Brolin. Approved.
I have one hesitation.
Sean's a big time Josh Brolin guy.
Oh,
I
huge.
know because we went to go see No Country for Old Men together.
Oh, yeah. True Grit?
I have one reservation. He is also Thanos not in the same universe,
Oh, I forgot he's there.
but he's a Marvel character in the current movies right now.
Yeah, he's
I
getting
forgot
some big
he's-
days soon.
He's Thanos. What if, down the road, they decide to throw Deadpool into? It's not
The
going to happen
Avengers.
anytime soon. But I guess he won't be in Infinity Wars because that would have had to been planned already.
Hey,
But
nobody thought Spider-Man was going to get into the Avengers, and look what happened.
you're
Yeah.
right, I
But he's been
guess.
Thanos for, 5 lines?
It's true.
Yeah, that's
They could
true.
just change that. I mean, how
And
many
it's
times did they
he's
change
he's
other
also
heroes?
highly CGI.
Right. This, yeah.
Yeah.
Like half his face.
It's like saying Andy Serkis couldn't be in another Star Wars movie because he's Supreme Snoke.
Is that Snoke?
Is that
Yeah.
Snoke?
Is that, that sounds like...
His mannerisms. It's something about his mannerisms.
No, it's Caesar.
Aquaman adds yet another cast member to its movie. This time, Dolph Lundgren.
Is he
Joining-
Dolphin? Is he the Dolphin?
Well,
No, he's not a dolphin.
King Nereus, which I'm not familiar with this character.
Thank you, Adam, for picking up on that.
Apparently, what was? Oh, that's Dolphin.
Dolphin?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this. I
Yeah,
wanted
you're
to
trying to get
pronounce
through the
King
fastest
Nereus.
30 minutes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
King Nereus, which he's not a longtime Aquaman comic book character. He's newly created, so no one really knows what he's going to be doing. A lot of people think that he's going to take over Atlantis after Aquaman gets exiled. Like he's going to be a villain, and so he has to come back and like kick him off the throne.
Yeah.
Because how else can you make Dolph Lundgren a character without making him a bad guy?
What I had heard is that Mira used to be King Nereus's girl, but now she hopped on board with
Smart.
Aquaman, and then she kicked his ass to the curb, and so he's probably heated about
She
it.
likes that aqua dick.
He does.
I guess they're both aqua dicks. Okay. Agent Smith, a.k.a. Hugo Weaving, a.k.a. Red Skull, joins the cast of Mortal Engines, reuniting him with director Peter Jackson for the first time since the Hobbit movies. This is exciting.
He was in the Hobbit movies?
Yeah, he's the Elfin King.
I forgot he was in
Elfish
those.
King.
Yeah.
So this is exciting because Mortal Engines is supposed to be this great sci-fi story. It's a set of books, but you can't find it anywhere. You go on Amazon, you can buy it for like $50, the first book, but they don't have it. They don't have it in Barnes and Noble. It's nowhere.
You can't order it from Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, no, they can't even order it for you. It's like not in production right now, and all the books that are out there are super expensive. So it's like what is it, Adam? How many is there? There's like 7 or something.
I think there's 4.
4. Okay, I was off, but there's books. It's supposed to be really cool.
10 movies.
It's supposed to be Peter. Yeah, if it's Peter Jackson, let's be real. He's going to turn 3 books into a decade worth of movies.
Oh my God, he can make an Aesop's Fable miniseries.
Legendary cinematographer Michael Ballhaus. It's a German name.
Ballhaus. Yeah, you got it.
Ballhaus has died at the age of 81. You might know him from, he's a cinematographer for Goodfellas, Gangs of New York, The Departed, a few other Scorsese movies. When you think of those three movies I just told you, they are beautifully shot. They're like very striking and they're memorable for those reasons.
Gangs of New York, that scene after the artillery hits the city and they're all like in the
So he will be missed in this in cinema. He will definitely be missed. Beauty and the Beast is set to cross the $1 billion mark at the worldwide box office. We probably saw that coming. That's you think again.
What's the record?
I don't know what the record is.
Whatever it is, it's Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Maybe close
Avengers,
to 2 million.
Avengers didn't beat Avatar?
No. Marvel is the highest grossing movie franchise, but
I thought the first Avengers did work.
It's close. It's like top 5, I think.
Maybe it was like the best opening weekend or something.
Well, now Fast 8 has the best opening weekend of all time.
Really? Segue.
It does. Segue. Yeah. We have one more. Adam, you just put this on, right?
I just added this. Yeah. So James Gunn, writer and director, of Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2, has just signed to complete the trilogy to write and direct Volume 3, and it'll give closure to this iteration of the group, which is awesome. So I'm sure that'll be another end of the phase, and then the Guardians guys and girls can be moved towards the Infinity Wars.
So is this going to come out after the first Infinity movie or before?
I don't know what my guess would be. It would come out in between the two.
Okay, that's
but he did come out and say that he likes to stray away.
Yeah,
a few weeks ago, he said he wanted to do more Guardians of the Galaxy movies that aren't in the main storyline.
Yeah,
like go off and do their own thing. Yeah. So it may like maybe the second one is and the third one isn't, or vice versa.
Yeah,
he may stray away.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I heard. Anyways,
that's your movie news for this week. Very big. We need an intro for that.
10 minutes.
Yeah. The fastest 10 minutes in movie news. All right. Let's get on to our main topic. Obviously, at the top of the show, we played a little clip from a classic Fast and Furious, the original Fast and Furious, where Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker, R.I.P., shows up to a street race where he wants to put his car on the line in exchange for some respect. Put some respect on his name. That's what he wants. He wants the respect. And that's what's important to him.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about Fast and Furious today.
Can I just say, to me, that is Paul Walker.
Totally.
What's his name in the?
Brian O'Connor.
No, it's not.
All
To
right.
me, it's Paul Walker.
It's Paul Walker.
I don't know. I can't. I
Hey,
can't even hear the name.
You can't argue that. Honestly.
Except for when obviously it's funny when they call Brian.
Call Brian. All right, Sean.
Sean, last week we had wanted to go through because me and Matt love the Fast movies, and I'm sure you're a fan too. If not, Matt mute his mic forever.
I'll rip it out of the table.
I'm a fan, but I only watch the odds, so I can't see this one. I'll pick it back up at 9.
Fair enough.
They make just as much sense.
We wanted to go through our favorite scenes in the Fast movies and the most ridiculous scenes because they have some insane action car sequences, and it's like they've gotten so crazy over the years that it just seems like they embrace them and everybody just accepts it now. Like, in the new one, it's in the trailer, so I mean it's not a spoiler. They're being chased by a submarine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's pretty much just become this is the thing they do. There's always one spot in the movie where it's just a ridiculous stunt, and it just gets more ridiculous every movie, and it makes it so much more entertaining and so much more enjoyable to watch. It's like you gotta suspend reality, and then when you see it happen, you gotta suspend reality again. Like you have to suspend reality in suspended reality.
Dude, I swear to God, the 10th Fast and Furious movie is gonna be called like Fast 10 your seatbelts, and it's gonna be them racing shuttles around in outer space. It's gonna be incredible.
That's awesome.
So let's go around and let's start with our favorite scenes. Let's do that first. So Adam, you want to start with yours?
Yeah, I'll start it off.
I actually have your favorite scene queued up as an audio file.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
my
tee it up.
You wanted to play it first?
No, go for it. Tee it up and we'll play it.
Okay, so my favorite scene is after this first race it picks up right after the race from our opening clip, where, Brian and Dom race for the first time, and there's Ja Rule is in it, and who else? I forget who the fourth guy is. But anyways, they race.
It's just some other guy.
Dom wins. Brian comes in a close second. No, he doesn't. Does he fry the engine of his car?
Oh yeah, totally fries it. He blows out the bottom of the end of the seat in the car because he used too much NOS.
Exactly. So
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
And in all the street races I've been to, this happens too. Everybody crowds around the winning car and celebrates and stuff. And so this is my favorite scene. Matt's gonna play you a clip.
All right, so it's not the whole thing, but it's just a clip, and we'll be able to riff from there.
Okay.
What are you smiling about? Dude, I almost had you.
You almost had me. You never had me. You never had your car. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky that 100 shot of NOS didn't blow the welds on the intake. Almost had me.
Right there.
Okay.
Granny shifting, not double clutching, you idiot.
Everybody in the crowd knows exactly what he's talking about.
Do you hear the guy in the background yell, "Nice job"? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, you may have to play that back. That was funny.
Got him! Everybody, it's like the N1 mixtape of car races. But I love that scene because it's like the first scene where you can see, I don't know, Brian and Dom becoming buddies.
This scene is particularly special in cinema lore and history.
Ooh.
I'm gonna drop some
everything.
real knowledge on you right
Tell
now.
me everything.
Also, it also parallels real life. This was the first time that regular people got a glimpse into like street racing culture. And it's a movie, I understand. Like this is not exactly what happens, but people who like throw big rims on their car and tune their engines and put turbos on their engines and street races and meet up like this and just hang around and put girls in the hoods of their car and open up their trunk and bump their music. Like this is a whole subculture. And this movie not only like brought it to like, mainstream and like put it out there, but it you were able to get a glimpse into a world that you would never see if you didn't go to like car shows and stuff. And not only that, but if you were in high school at this time when this movie came out and you had your first car, number one, you were buying a Honda Civic, you were some import tuner, and you were putting speakers in your trunk, you were getting rims, you were lowering your shit, and you were putting a turbo if you could afford it in your car.
Yep.
That's what you were doing.
Yep.
You wanted to drive a stick because Dom Toretto and Paul Walker drove a stick.
This movie made fiddling around with your car cool.
Yeah.
How like how Tiger Woods made golf cool.
I would totally agree with that. I would totally agree with that.
I would agree
Nobody
with
gave a
that.
shit about golf before Tiger Woods.
I would be willing to say, like, if you go around and ask mechanics around the age like that we are, like, people people got into cars because of this, restoring cars and things like that.
Yeah.
It's this type of thing, and like again, you wouldn't really have access to this because otherwise, like the movies, like you go to a movie and you see this, like you have access to it, you see this world, and yeah.
Even if there were like smaller movies that had it, this was like the first. Like it was, as far as blockbusters go, pretty original.
Totally.
When it came out.
Totally original. And we'll get to this later, but the franchise has since switched gears.
Oh, wait.
Switched gears.
Roll.
Come on, guys. Go on.
They're not granny shifting.
They're
is
not.
what you're
They're
telling
double
me.
clutching. But yes,
So now they're not street racers or a counterterrorism unit. Is what you're trying to tell me.
They are worldwide. They're I don't know.
They're Team America.
They're Team America. That's exactly what they are. They're Team America World Police.
They went from stealing DVD players and TV
Literally DVD
to,
players.
to stopping people from ending the world.
Yeah,
They-
seriously. Stopping nukes.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Stopping nukes.
It's incredible. I mean,
It's-
what they've done for the world is nothing short of America.
I thank them every day.
Matt, what you and I were talking about after we got out of Fast 8 the other night was about how Ludacris's character, Tej,
Yeah.
in Too Fast, Too Furious, he was organizing jet ski races.
And now he's like a world-class hacker.
Right, now he's a world-class hacker. He knows how to drive a Russian sub from the Cold War.
Yeah.
Like,
He literally will.
Well, jet skis, submarines,
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that.
Matt,
plot hole fixed.
scene?
What? My
Oh,
favorite. Well,
What's your favorite scene?
my favorite movie scene is from Fast and Furious 1, the original movie,
Of course.
as well. It was tough because when I was thinking about like my favorite scene from the whole world, the whole franchise of Fast and Furious, everything comes back to that first movie for one reason or another. Like there's like great scenes with like the first time Paul Walker like gets together with Dom, like the first time they like race together, the first time they ride around each other's car, when they become friends, they share their first beer. You know, a lot of firsts in that movie. But my favorite scene is the first time that we see Brian O'Connor and Mia Toretto together at this little like coffee shop. I don't even know what it is. It's like kind of like a gas station, but there's no pumps.
Right,
And-
and they have sandwiches.
And
like,
they have sandwiches
Yep.
apparently. So
what
this
is
is
this? But it also looks like you can buy groceries there too, if I
Yeah.
remember.
oh yeah, absolutely. It's like a little like grab and go, like a quick stop. But yeah. So anyway,
Bodega.
so this is a section from that scene. I'll play it right now.
I love this part.
Yo! Try Fat Burger from now on. You get yourself a double cheese with fries for $2.95, faggot.
I like the tuna here.
Bullshit, asshole. No one likes a tuna here.
Yeah, well, I do.
Yeah, well, I
Hard
do.
F-bomb.
So-
Hard F-bomb.
Yeah, well, I do.
Total F-bomb. But it just like it goes to show you, like this movie came out a while ago.
Nobody likes the tuna here, asshole. Yeah, well, I do. Got him.
So after Brian O'Connor comes in, he's an undercover cop. If you haven't seen this, spoiler alert. He goes into this place and he runs parts for this guy. And he goes in here, you know, it seems like they play it up like he goes in there pretty often to see Mia, specifically, because he goes in there and he orders the tuna every time. The tuna's bad. And she kind of gets it, he's flirting, he's throwing the heat down. Dom Toretto's in the back hanging out.
Doing God knows what.
Just chilling with his soda.
Walking around.
He's got a soda, chilling. And then, like,
It's not Corona?
he's in there sitting down eating his tuna, and Dom's crew rolls up. Jesse, Vince, what's the other guy? Oh, Leon. That guy missed out on the franchise, man. What happened? He's just gone.
They even brought Vince back for a couple. They couldn't
I
throw
know.
Leon a ball.
Yeah,
a ball.
poor Leon. So anyway, so his crew's there, and Vince clearly has a thing for Mia, and also doesn't want, like, Paul Walker hitting on Mia, so he, like, chases him outside, and they get into a fight, and then Dom comes out and, like, breaks up the fight and whatever, and, like, fires Brian from his, like, parts job, whatever. kind of. And that's right before they have their first race. Right. That's right
exactly.
before your scene. So
Yeah.
he takes his
That was like his initial attempt at breaking into Dom's crew. He was going to hang out at the place.
Yeah. And so this kicks off. I mean, Brian now in the sixth movie has a baby with Mia. So it's like, this is kicks off a love. They had a very up and down relationship, and then this kicks it off. It all started with this little scene of tuna. It was bad, and everybody knows it's bad. Nobody likes tuna here. Well, I do.
Well, I do. Yeah, well, I do.
So that was my favorite scene from Fast and Furious. Now, Sean, I know your favorite scene is also it checks a bunch of boxes here. Are you still going with that?
Oh, I mean, it's my favorite scene. It's the most ridiculous scene, and again, I haven't seen Fast 8.
So let's snake this back.
Okay.
You do your favorite scene and your most ridiculous scene, then we'll come back around and we'll do our two most ridiculous scenes.
Okay.
All right.
So, Fast 7? It's the last one.
7, yeah.
They're what? Trying to steal some kind of technology out of a car that's up in a skyscraper in Dubai?
Yeah.
Is that pretty much the scene?
God's Eye. Is that right, Adam? It was God's Eye was in the car?
In the Dubai? They were on the hunt for God's Eye.
The thing with this was she, what the hell's her name? What's the hacker's name?
Ramsey.
Ramsey puts this program inside of a car chip to hide it.
Smart.
And someone sells the car chip to this Dubai prince,
Sheik or whatever.
Yeah. And the chip gets put in the car, so that's why they have to go and get the chip out of the car, and then they can have God's Eye.
So they steal the car, gets in the car. They're in a party. They bust through just before the door closes. Yes. Jason Statham walks out of a elevator with an assault rifle that definitely doesn't exist.
Okay.
Starts shooting the place up. And Toretto is dodging bullets in this car.
Yes.
If you watch the scene, he's driving, turning to avoid the bullets that Jason Statham is shooting at him. Driving behind posts, and he's hitting the post. Jason Statham's like, oh, fuck. I just hit the post. He's driving around, and the only way they can get out is by busting through the window into another building. And sure enough, he gets enough speed, busts through the glass, and he's flying through. But Jason Statham, he didn't quite have enough momentum. Jason Statham fires a bullet at him, and it hits some part of the car.
Oh, wasn't it a rocket? Wasn't it a grenade launcher type thing?
I don't know. It's whatever assault rifle he has. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But the explosion boosts the car a little more in midair.
I actually forgot about that.
Just enough so he can get into the other building. And he gets into the building, and thankfully this building's under construction, so there's nobody in there. Yeah. But come to find out, the brakes are gone. Because the writers were definitely well, they won't believe us if they jump off 2 buildings. So now we have to make sure the brakes go so that they have a reason to go into the next building. So again, they fly through. Toretto's like, forget this. Pedal to the metal. Granny shifting all over the place or whatever he's doing. Right out the window into the next one, which, by the way, has those Chinese army statues in there for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's
right. So now they're destroying world history.
Yep.
Terracotta warriors.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my God, that's what they're called, aren't they?
Is that what they're called?
Adam, you animal. Did you know I was going to say?
He went to China. He lived in China.
He went to China. That's right.
I knew that.
You cultured son
Anyways,
of a bitch.
So he destroys 10 terracotta soldiers. And then they dive out of the car because finally Paul Walker beat the shit out of the technology and it got out of the car.
Yeah.
And Toretto almost falls out the building.
Out of the console.
Hilarious.
That was an amazing scene.
I remember just dying laughing. And there's even a part before that when they're trying to sneak into the safe or whatever the car's in. They're keeping a car in a safe 50
it's
floors
like
up.
sitting in a room and he's like, I can't believe this. It's like keeping a wild animal cage, which I get. Also, the one part about that scene that people always have a problem with and they always bring it up, but I'm going to defend Dominic Toretto here.
Please.
When Brian has to go under the car to get the chip, Dom has to lift the car.
Yes.
I'm going to defend Dom here. The car, adrenaline, number one. Number two, the car is made from carbon fiber. It's one of the lightest cars in the world, with the most horsepower, and because of the weight to horsepower ratio, it's one of the fastest. Also, it's a rear engine car.
Oh, and he listed from the front.
Myth
From the
front.
So
myth busted. That's right.
So there you go, everybody who's hating.
This is Mythbusters. Shout out to Adam Savage. Thank you for listening.
So, thanks for listening, Adam. Mr. Don't Try This on Twitter, @Don't Try This. It's very funny.
You're welcome.
Handle. It's one of the best Twitter handles out there.
It's great.
In the game. All right.
That is a great scene, Sean. That is a great
Anyways,
scene.
I just
That's
liked it because it
good.
just like left a mark, and it was hilarious, and it was my favorite, and it was just ridiculous.
It's one of the most totally ridiculous.
So
scenes
let me
in
hear
all
your
movies.
ridiculous ones because I know you'll top it.
Adam, you want to do yours? Or you want me to do
Go
mine?
first, only because I like yours the best.
Okay.
So my most ridiculous one, and I'll go through it quick, is it is from Fast Five, the first one with The Rock. Well, they're in Brazil, and they rip that safe. They take two turbocharged Chargers to rip this enormous safe out of the wall, filled with cash and jewels and shit. So it takes two of these, and then they're driving in tandem through Rio, hauling this safe, like crashing through buildings, bus stops, and trees and shit. It's like it's a huge safe, like an impenetrable safe, and it takes two cars to do it. And if that's not ridiculous enough for you, at one point, Dom cuts Brian's car loose because Brian's got to go. He's got to go be with Mia. Is she? Yeah, is she pregnant at the time?
Yeah, she's pregnant.
She's pregnant at the time. So he's like, "You go. I got this." That's a terrible Vin Diesel voice.
I love it. That's perfect.
And so he revs up his engine, and they're on this long, long bridge, and all the bad guys are coming towards them, and Dom's got the safe by himself now, and he's charging up the engine, pulls a wheelie in a car, don't know how. The engine is so heavy. I'm not a car person at all, but like that's ridiculous. And so he starts hauling this, uses the NOS. He hits the NOS actually, but that's not even the most ridiculous part. So he starts hauling this safe by himself when they were struggling to do it with two. He's hauling with one. Right at these other cars. They're firing bullets at him from machine guns and these Nissan Rogues or whatever the frig they're driving. And then he starts drifting from side to side, and he gets the safe rolling. He uses the safe as a weapon to start taking down the bad guys.
That's right. I remember that.
And to take down the last one, he slams on the brakes. Slams on the brakes, right? And it's the safe. You're like, oh no, what's he gonna do now? And then like, here it comes. The safe starts rolling around and takes out the two bad guys, and just before, because physics and all that good stuff, Mr. Sarah, shout out, physics and all that stuff. The safe whips around, stops on the road, and Dom dives out of the car right before it can whip the car out into the ocean from underneath him. And he dives out at the perfect moment and doesn't get whipped out. Like that is a ridiculous scene.
Really,
it's one of the best scenes in the franchise, and it's totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. But I love it. I love the part. Like it's really emotional when he cuts Brian loose.
Yeah, it is. You're like, oh man, is Brian gonna come back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. But I love that. I love that scene. I wanted to go Fast Five because that's one of my favorites.
Fast Five is one of the best ones. If we're not including number one, because obviously number one's the best. Five is close. Five is a close second.
Yeah,
it's a very good movie, and it's the one where they introduced The Rock, like you said, and so great movie.
All right, Matt. All right, hit us with yours.
Okay, so it's gonna be hard for me to keep a straight face with this because I love these movies, and even this is totally ridiculous. So in Fast 6, they're being chased. Now listen, this is not the part that's ridiculous. They're being chased on a public highway by a tank, and they're all driving different cars. Roman's about to get crushed by the tank with his Mustang. In this movie, there's conflict between whether Letty is with Shaw or Letty is with Dom because she has like the amnesia issue and she doesn't remember Dom and blah, blah, blah. But then it comes to the scene where basically Shaw is like sacrificing Letty to like make Dom make a stupid move, and he's going to like throw her off the bridge like from this tank. And if I'm remembering the scene correctly, she's going to be sacrificed and Dom has to like make a stupid move. He's trying to make Dom make a move. Dom gets on the hood of his car on the highway on these double bridges next to each other, crashes the car into the barrier, launches himself into the air, and grabs Letty mid-air
I remember this.
and lands on the other bridge on the hood of someone else's car into the windshield.
That's
Not
ridiculous.
a scratch on him.
Not a scratch on him. Gets up.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's totally ridiculous. It's absolutely. It's not ridiculous. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. When you watch it, you're like, oh my God. Like, I don't remember being in the theater, but I could just imagine like what that reaction was. It wasn't like, yeah, he caught Letty. It's like, oh wow, they did this in this movie. Wow.
He's driving the car while he's on top of the hood.
They're really pushing it here. They're really pushing it.
And it's only 6 of 10. There's gonna be 4 more.
It was one of the more jaw-dropping scenes in the whole series. Yeah. Totally ridiculous. I think Adams, the one with the 2 Dodge Chargers pulling the safe, is one of the best sequences in all the movies.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool and like really awesome.
Yeah,
the highway scene with them with here is like, it's close. It's top 3. It's like Adam's scene, then maybe the scene from 7 where they parachute out of the fucking plane with cars.
Yeah.
And then maybe this one.
Yeah.
Like the highway scene was very well orchestrated, and like all of them again had different cars matching their personalities, and I love how they do that in these movies.
Yeah.
But then for fucking Dom to get on the hood of his Daytona and just fucking crashing into the wall and catch Letty midair. Like literally if they fell straight down from where he caught them, they would be in between the 2 bridges and be dead.
Yeah, it was like, that bridge was high. It was like fall to your doom height.
Yeah, it was a very high bridge. So, that, most ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, we actually have some callers today. So, before we get into recommendations, we're going to go through these callers quick. We have a couple that talk about the Fast movies, and we have one that just has a general question and / comment for us about movies in general. So, let's get right into this. So, here we go. Here's the first one. We're going to go through the first Fast and Furious question. Hold on a second. We got a little technical difficulty here. Why are you not playing? This is bad radio right now. You guys want to say anything else while I figure this out? Shit.
So can I tease what we're doing after this?
Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
So, Adam, what are we going to do after this?
After this, well, as Matt and I had said, we had seen Fast 8 on Friday together with our girlfriends who also enjoyed the movie. So
they both did.
Ladies, yeah, they both did it. There's a love story in it, too.
Awesome.
Family. So it's got everything.
Comedy.
And so we're going to do a little spoiler cast after the movie. And because Sean, he only sees the odds.
Yep.
He wants us to spoil it for him.
I need to get filled in.
We're gonna fill him in. He's gonna be up to speed without having to go to the movies. And if you don't want to spend the $13, we'll go through the whole thing for you.
There you go.
You top to bottom.
Also, you're gonna tell me the most ridiculous scene, right?
Oh, we'll tell you the most ridiculous
favorite scene.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna have to play it just from here. I'm gonna have to play it into the microphone. So here's Julius Pepperwood.
First-time caller. Don't really have a favorite moment from the Fast and the Furious franchise. Kind of tough to remember. 8 movies. That's a lot of movies. But I wanted to get your guys' opinion on how they portray the law enforcement. Brian O'Connor and Luke Hobbs, seems to me they kind of turn to a life of crime pretty easily. So I wanted to see what you guys think of that. And if they're ever going to have an honorable law enforcement character in the franchise. Thanks.
All right.
It's a good question.
So, Adam, what's your first reaction to that?
Well,
are there honorable police officers in the Fast and Furious? Do you think Brian O'Connor and Luke Hobbs are honorable?
Luke Hobbs is 100% honorable.
I think so, too.
Brian, no.
Who's Brian?
Brian Paul Walker.
Oh, Paul Walker.
Yeah,
right. I don't know him as Brian.
Brian completely flips the script on the cops.
Yeah,
and totally just like abandons his boys in blue.
Well, he's a cop in 1, and then he's not a cop in 2, but working undercover.
Yes.
And then in
Which is strange.
4, he's wanted by the U.S. government. And then in 5, he's still wanted by the U.S. government for more stuff. And then in 6, he's like, see, no, which one is he? He's back. He's not even a cop anymore. He's like a federal agent in one of them.
That's the one where he gets Letty
In
killed.
4.
Killed.
In 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Federal agent in
Yeah.
4. How
Yeah.
does he leaves the police force to do a life of crime for 2 movies, and then he's a federal agent all of a sudden? I feel like that's a red flag on your resume, and he wouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally.
And then he goes back to the extreme life of crime.
Yeah.
He gets even worse. But Hobbs is he's a straight shooter. He likes even I don't want to say he does everything by the book, but he does everything with the best intentions for the U.S. government.
I agree. He does everything. He wants to serve the greater good, and he's not an idiot where he's gonna like, you know what I mean? Like he knows what's. He's kind of exactly the greater good. He has a daughter. He wants to like speak for the greater good. As far as
you asked me earlier what a great Jedi was.
Yeah,
Hobbs.
Hobbs is a good Jedi.
Great Jedi.
Great Jedi.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So
Greater good, not necessarily all light, absolute.
Okay.
But
so now I guess the question now is to answer Julius Pepperwood's question. Do we think there'll ever be like a traditional honorable cop involved in this in this franchise?
Are we talking about like with lines and screen time? Because there are plenty of cops that they are doing their job.
I think with lines and screen time.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no as well. I think it doesn't fit.
What about Mr. Nobody?
He has a lot of gray areas.
That's true. He can do whatever he wants.
He literally walked into the prison and broke. I mean, we'll not get into that. Let's not get into that. That's spoiler territory. I'm not going to ruin that. All right, let's go on to the next one. I want to get through these. All right. Next one is from... Here we go. Let's play it.
How you doing, guys? Just calling in. Wanted to talk about my favorite Fast and the Furious scene out of all the movies. If I had to choose one, I've been a long time fan. I think I would pick the ending of Fast 7 with Paul Walker driving off into the sunset. I think that's also going to be a favorite of a lot of other people. I think that it hit home with me because it was just a big part of where it all started and how he grew throughout the series. Really showed how much he changed from kind of being like this street racer to a family man into Fast 7. It was really inspiring to see that. And also, what sticks with me in my head is that next to me, I had like a grown man. He's at the theater alone. He was crying into his popcorn. You don't see that nowadays at racing movies, you know? So that's my favorite scene. And I'll be listening in tonight to hear what you guys think are your favorite scenes. So thanks, Average Nobodies, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Well, thank you, Derek. He used Average Nobodies, which is technically the umbrella under which Make Movies Great operates. But Derek totally like hit the nail on the head there.
Amazing.
Yeah,
scene.
It's a great scene, and it's totally sad, like totally heartbreaking.
Did he say there was a guy next to him crying?
In the theater, I think
theater?
so. Yeah, I actually think that
every time I hear the song,
that song is.
How does that song go?
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Stop it.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Hey, pretty good.
That was good. That was a good scene. They did it. I mean, I was glad they didn't just kill him off, or I don't know. It was like a little more creative, in my opinion. It was his brother, right? That they kind of brought in, and they kind of
And they CGI'd his face a little bit.
They did a good job, but like it was a little noticeable for me. It felt weird at first, but it was a good tribute.
It definitely was a good tribute. And like a lot of like obviously you notice it, but for people that are fans of the
No,
movie,
that was
it's
great.
like totally heartbreaking when the camera pan. I love this, like so symbolic, so
yeah,
great.
it goes up the hill.
He
Everything.
peels off and goes left, and
Yeah.
Dom keeps going straight. Very
Yeah.
symbolic
Yeah.
of the continuation of the series and Paul's stepping off, Brian. So Derek, that's a fantastic scene. So thanks for calling in. So I think that's it with the Fast and Furious stuff. But let's play one more. We have one more voicemail. This is a friend.
What's up, guys? My name's Ted from Kentucky, and I've got a problem. Every time I get jazzed up for a new movie, I watch the trailer, and a lot of times it gets me really psyched up. But then when I see the movie, it's a total letdown. Do you guys have a problem with that? I can't take it. I hate that. It makes you really want to see the movie, but then it's a big drag, man. Talk about it for me.
All right, so I think what
Thanks, Ted.
I think what Ted from Kentucky is getting at is when, kind of when a trailer like blows the movie up to be this big awesome thing, and then it's kind of a little bit of a letdown. Now we aren't cynics here,
We're not cynics, but that's one of our big gripes.
but one of our big gripes is when a trailer ruins the movie for moviegoers.
But you know what? To answer Ted's question, that's what the trailers are for. Get you all psyched up, get you in there spending money.
It's a
and
good
then
point.
Once your ass is in that seat,
You're right.
they got your money.
You're right.
They don't care what the movie looks like.
I think Ted could use some advice that we talk about often. It's like if for some movies you want to just avoid trailers.
Yep.
You want to avoid trailers. You want to go into a movie with fresh eyeballs, fresh ears, fresh mind, and you just want to watch the movie for what it is without any pre-existing, whatever you want to call it.
I do understand Ted's gripe, but that's what the trailers are for.
Yeah,
Get you pumped
they
up.
want to get you in there. So they did their job, but unfortunately, sometimes they overhype movies. They give away all the good parts of a movie, and shit happens with trailers. Adam, what are you watching? What are you reading this week?
What am I watching this week? Okay, so last night was the season 3 final season premiere of The Leftovers on HBO. Are you two familiar?
I love The Leftovers, but I didn't watch it last night. Was it good?
I did not watch.
Really good. So Matt, you don't watch?
I don't watch.
Okay, so it's really good. It's the start of the 3rd season. First 2 seasons have 10 episodes. The third and final season will have 10 episodes, hour each. It's on HBO, starring Justin Theroux as Kevin Garvey, and there's a lot of supporting characters. But basically, the premise of the show is on October 14th, year whatever, 2% of the world's population just up and disappears, and they call it the departure. And it's about how the world copes with losing all of these people for seemingly no reason. Nobody can explain. Science or religion can't explain why all these people left. And so season 3 started last night, and these characters are going through like an incredible journey. And I'm really psyched that it's back.
Yeah.
Season 3 picked up right off where season 2 ended, and this is that great HBO. I've actually read the book, The Leftovers, and this is a case where the show is way better, better than the book. Absolutely. In the show, in the book, Sean, Kevin is the mayor, but in the book, he's the mayor. He's this calm guy, but in the show, Kevin is the police chief of this town in upstate New York, and he is a maniac.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a lot of issues, and he really drives the story.
Yeah.
But as the show goes on, you get more invested in other characters too.
Jennifer Aniston's husband.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston's husband, exactly.
Lucky man.
So, and for the ladies, he's in the show with the shirt off a lot. They show a lot of acts.
And
a
for
lot
guys.
If there's nudity,
summer beach body motivation.
If there's nudity in the show, there's a good chance it's him, and he is in good shape.
Does he hang dong?
Nah.
No dong?
No, I don't think he hangs dong. Maybe side dong.
Okay, side dong. it's honestly the best kind of dong. No one wants to see a full on dong. You want to just see the profile. You know it's there. You see what kind of level of arousal it's at.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's a good show though.
The show is really great, and if you don't watch it, I highly recommend going back and watching at least the first of the few episodes from season 1. You'll be hooked.
No, it's really good.
And as far as what I'm reading this comic book series called Southern Bastards. It is about uh, a a high school football town in Alabama where there's a lot of uh, crime and inbreeding and like a lot of crazy stuff in this town that's driven by football. It's like an R-rated Friday Night Lights, let's say, with crime.
Nice.
It's a really interesting series. I had it won some awards and it got me interested in it, so I picked up the first volume, loved it, and so I've read the second and third, and so it's a really good read, and it's an R-rated comic book, so that's a little different than Marvel DC stuff that we get. So it's my adult comic book.
Very nice. Very nice.
What are you? I see on here. So I see on here you're still watching the new Gundam show.
I am. It's
Well-
it's not technically new. It's new for me, but yeah, I'm still watching that.
Okay, and what else? What else have you been up to?
So I watched Death Proof finally this week. I had never seen Death Proof before. It's one of Tarantino's movies. It was part of the Grindhouse movie collection. It was that and Planet
Okay.
Terror. I've seen Planet Terror, directed by Robert Rodriguez.
How'd you see one? Didn't they come out together?
No, I didn't see it in the theater. I saw I had Planet Terror first. I watched it on DVD and then I bought Death Proof afterwards. Kurt Russell stars in it. It's really awesome. He plays a very deranged character in it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, cars and death and Tarantino blood and that type of shit. It was very good. If you haven't seen it, check it out, especially if you're a Tarantino fan or a Kurt Russell fan. I've also, this is not a book or a movie, but I've been listening to the Crime Town podcast. So the first season of this, it's a new podcast. The first season is directly, it's documenting, or it goes down, and it's like it's like a historian driven podcast about Providence and about how Buddy Cianci went from, green lawyer to mobbed up mayor. So it's very good. I think whether you live in Rhode Island or not, it's interesting. But I think also it's a lot more interesting to me because I live in Rhode Island. I know all these people. Like I recognize all these people's names.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. So yeah, Crime Town podcast. I believe they're on episode 15. I don't know how long the first season goes for, but then
season 2's a different city, right?
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Chicago next.
Well, of course. Yeah.
So. But yeah, so I'm assuming they're going to get into the Black Sox scandal and all that shit. But this is particularly interesting because this all happened within 20 years. Like this is like a 20-year little pocket of Rhode Island, and Rhode Island changed a lot over these 20 years.
Yeah, some would say improve.
A lot would say improve.
Yeah.
So Crime Town podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, all those things.
I've heard a lot of good things about this podcast. Actually, I think so. For our listeners. New listeners, I am up in Boston, and one of my friends, Tim, who I hope is listening, is from Vermont, and he listens to the Crime Town podcast. Loves it.
Nice, that's awesome. Well, there you go. I mean, that's someone who doesn't know the Rhode Island way of life. I know a guy, so he likes it. So
you just have to love crime.
You just have to love
and
crime.
towns.
And this, hey, Buddy Cianci would be a gray Jedi.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
He'd be a dark gray Jedi.
He'd be a dark gray Jedi. I do agree with that. But he would be a gray Jedi nonetheless. Sean, what do you watch?
So if I did watch the first episode of season 3 of Leftovers last night, I would have put it on there. But I'm not going to be a liar. I didn't watch it. I want to watch it. But definitely agree with everything that Adam said about it. I haven't gotten around to a lot this week, so I'm going to recommend everybody turn the TVs off, put the books down, go outside, and enjoy the nice weather.
Get out of here, Sean. Get the hell off this podcast. What is the outside?
Bye.
Especially coming from you. It's warm weather. This is not our time.
Well,
inside, air conditioner, movies.
It hasn't hit 90 yet.
It was 85 yesterday. I wanted to die.
You're right. Rounding up, that's 90.
And also, it was like the first hot day of the year is also the day where I have to dress like nice. So I had to wear long pants and the button-down shirt. I was schwitzing
Easter?
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was schwitzing.
The oven's on, the ham's on, so the oven's on, and you're just...
Everything.
I hear you.
So,
Sean, I saw Matt on Friday. He had his shorts on, so he's locked in.
Who? Oh, I have my shorts on today,
hey,
so...
check out what I'm wearing right now.
Locked in. For those of you who don't know,
Matt just showed his leg.
Nobody would know except for us.
we like to live by this rule that once I don't live by it. I'm awful at it, but these guys are actually pretty good at it. once spring hits and you wear shorts for the first time, you are locked into shorts. So if you're out socially, you're wearing shorts. You can't wear
shorts.
pants anymore.
Yeah.
It's not pants aren't allowed.
There are exceptions, obviously, weddings, work, things of that nature. But for casual, exactly social gatherings, it's shorts from now on.
Yep.
Locked in.
And I'm fine with that.
Fight me.
All right, guys. That was a great episode. We're going to stop this right now, and we're going to get right into the spoiler cast. It's going to be a separate episode, so check that out. It's going to be on our iTunes right now. So, everybody, thanks for listening. Again, call in 401-285-8120. We love having people call in. This is great. So, until next time, have a week.